Hello and welcome to another demo review. Today it's another Badwater game, and it is Mid and it's tech. And so yeah, we'll get right into this. Just one thing that I want to point out is that you are using the big earner. Generally, it doesn't really matter, but when you're going for single picks and saps, like you probably will be in this case, you want to be using a stock knife just because that 25 HP might be the difference between like a stock knife or bicycle. Just because that 25 HP might be the difference between getting that sap onto the gun or that stab onto the heavy or the demo or the medic or the pyro or the NG or whatever. And you're not going for multiple kills, which is what the big earner's really good for. But yeah. One thing I haven't seen you do is check the medigun. You need to be checking that medigun after 10 seconds has elapsed. And I assume you're going back to switch to IW or C&D. Yeah, okay. Alright, going up the hill. So here you want to be going for either the sniper or a combo class. Unfortunately, you don't have enough cloak to do much. Decloaking behind the heavy. Surprised he didn't hear you. Unlucky on the stab. Yeah, unlucky on the stab there. Just gets pulled out. I would have actually gone over to the large ammo, refreshed my ammo, refreshed my cloak, sorry, and just retried for a pick. But I don't know why. You dropped their medic, which is really good. If you're going for a suicide wave, like on a bomb, you generally want to either be going for the medic or the gun, just because the gun means that it's going to be easier for your bombers to deal damage, because they won't be killed as fast and they're not going to have a knockback, and the medic is going to be distracted by the bombers, so the medic will be easier. Unfortunately, the medic saw you, and so he called out to the heavy and he turned around. That was a bad decloak because if you're spotted, then you're not a distraction to anyone, and they're not distracted, and you're also putting yourself in a position where you're likely to be spotted. You can have either one of those missing. So, also, unfortunate decloak there, bumping the sniper. You need to go wide on that corner to enable you to not bump him. But you can have one of those things missing. Ideally you want both of them, but you can have one of them missing. Because if you're putting yourself in a position where you're likely to be spotted, but if you're not, you're going to get a pick. But if you are spotted, then you'll be a distraction to someone, or someone's going to be a distraction to you. Then it's going to be going for the medic here is very good because it allows your team to push in for free. Good, nice decloak on the medic. No one's there to see you, and easy pick, solid pick, perfect. But yeah, so if you're in a position where you're likely to be spotted, but if you are spotted, then you're a distraction, or someone's a distraction for you. I don't know why you're going this way, by the way. Then, when you're spotted, I'm going to assume you're spotted. When you're spotted, if someone turns around to shoot you, then that's less damage onto the person which is shooting them. And if they carry on shooting them, the person on your team, sniper fix here is really good, allows your team to peek, very good. If they carry on shooting the person that is shooting them, hoping they're going to kill them and then kill you, or someone else on their team is going to kill you, then that greatly increases your chance of getting a pick. And if you're putting yourself in a position where you're not likely to be spotted, or less likely to be spotted, but if you are, then you're not a distraction, then that's also fine, because because you're less likely to be spotted, and you're more likely to get a pick just outright. So that's so the medic drop was an example of a good one, because you were not likely to be spotted, even though you wouldn't have been a distraction for anyone. You're not likely to be spotted, and it's very likely you're going to get the pick. The decloak you just had was an example of a bad decloak, because you're likely to be spotted because you're out in the open, and you're not a distraction, and you're too far to like just click on someone's back because you're right on top of them. So you're not a distraction, and you're likely to be spotted. So that's a bad decloak. A good decloak is actually by the left-hand wall, as we see it, because you're less likely to be spotted. Again, there you're fairly likely to be spotted, because the medic is quite likely to turn to check his heavy, and if he checks his heavy there, he's going to see you. If you're on the left-hand wall, you're less likely to be spotted, because he's going to check his heavy, and he's therefore not looking at you, and if he doesn't check his heavy, he's still looking forward, which is still not at you. That is a good. That's an example of kind of the rule breaker, because you were so close to them, and they were distracted because the heavy was shooting up the ramp. That even though you're fairly likely to be spotted if someone comes out the spawn, a good flank pick, by the way, opens up the flank. If you are spotted, they might not have time to turn around. But the problem there was you just missed the backstab, because you missed the backstab. You didn't wait until you had the knife race. You just went for the shank. And that's an example of that's fine, because your team were distracting the pyro, or you were distracting the pyro in that scenario. It was one or the other, and you distracted the pyro away from the combo, so the combo had a chance to kill the heavy. So in that situation, the heavy died, whatever happened, which is good. So that decloak was fine. You could have waited until you were underneath by the spawn, though. That was again, that was a good decloak, because the engineer is focused on the sentry gun. There's no one else around. Unfortunately, you just didn't predict his movement. You should have noted that he was moving side to side on the gun, and not back and forth. However, you still moved back and forth, trying to predict the engineer's movement, so that's why you missed the stab. The soldier pick there is good, because it opens up the map room for your team, so a solid frag. And in fact, that sniper dies, even though you didn't kill him. The soldier came in and killed the sniper anyway. That's an example of being too aggressive with your decloak. You had basically all the time in the world to decloak and go in for something there, but you rushed it, and as you were decloaking, you rounded the corner, and the pyro heard you, I think, because you were out of the corner. You weren't in the stairwell, you were outside the corner, and he heard you and he came and killed you. You should have stayed in the stairwell, and just waited until the decloak had finished and gone in for the stab. There is just, you shouldn't have taken the ammo and the HP, because even though you're low on HP, they weren't looking at you or where you were. But as soon as they saw you had taken the ammo and the HP, they knew you were around, and they just spammed and you got spotted. So you shouldn't have taken the ammo there, basically. So here I want to see a decloak in the stairwell, I think. And go for the medic drop. But that heavy pick's also very good, because it opens up the entire ramp for your team. So this is exactly what I wanted to see that first time. So yeah, that's exactly what I want to see there. So instead of peeking out whilst decloaking there, you just stayed in the stairwell, and the pyro didn't hear you because of that. The decloak was masked by the wall, the stairwell, and no one heard you. You were hidden from everything, so it was a good decloak because you were likely to not be spotted, and you just walked behind the medic and stabbed him. So that was a very good decloak, very good play by you there. Generally on defense, you want to be either on Dead Ringer, first point this is, Dead Ringer or Cloak and Dagger. Seeing as you're staying on Big Earner, I assume you're not on Dead Ringer, because when you're on Dead Ringer on the first point, you're generally Gun Spy, and you don't want the Big Earner on Gun Spy, just because anything is going to kill you really. A single pill, a single rocket, an ambassador headshot, a single meat shot, they're all going to kill you in one hit. So when you're on Gun Spy, you don't really want the Big Earner. That extra 25 HP is very critical. So generally here you want to be on Cloak and Dagger rather than Invis, which I believe you're on. And I also haven't seen you check the Medigun. I could have just missed it, but you want to be checking the Medigun as well. The reason Cloak and Dagger is very good compared to the Invis is because it allows you to sit still, call all the information you like, where the medic is, where the sniper is, where the combo is, when they're bombing, etc, etc, etc. So that's a good demo pick. You just want to kind of run away now. Go refill your HP. The sniper's not out yet, although he is moving. He is coming out now. So that's a good demo pick. Stunts their push for a little bit. Good calling out the sniper. I don't know why you're getting back there. That area is being spammed by heavy and you just walk into the bullets for no apparent reason. So that was just a bad play from you, I think. But you're a bit too eager to get close to the sniper there. Because you've called out that sniper, I assume you called out the sniper, which is why the scout rushed him. You should know. Excuse me. You should know. Prodigy getting mad at the chat. You should know that you're going to have a scout and/or a soldier pressuring that sniper, and because the sniper's being pressured, he's likely to back up. So you need to realise that because the snipers are likely to back up, you don't want to be going forward while you're still decloaking. You want to just stay behind the rock, and if it looks like he's backing up into you, he's probably going to carry on backing up. So even if you want to stay behind the rock, you want to back up and then just get the stab on the sniper anyway. Don't worry about the NG pick, just sap the gun. Sapping the gun there allows your team to just pressure onto that engineer without being pressured out by the sentry gun. Sniper pick here is very key because it stops pressure onto your medic. And you just need to make sure that you are going to get the stab before you have a swing there. You really didn't get the stab because of the sentry gun. So you need to make sure predicting that movement of the sniper, correctly, without, and don't miss the stab. Again, that looked like you had a bit of a ping issue there, because you were just a bit slow. But either way, if you had a ping issue, that's not really your fault. But if it's not, then again you just need to be predicting the movement correctly. There you predicted the movement incorrectly, very incorrectly in fact. And you nearly missed it. I don't know how you got that pick, to be honest, because you missed it like twice or 3 times or something. Again, a bad decloak because you're not close to them. So if you are spotted, you're not gonna get a pick, and you're likely to be spotted. You're not a distraction. If you're likely to be spotted, you often want to be close to them, because then it maximises your chance of getting a kill once you're spotted. That's another thing. But yeah, so I don't know how you got that medic drop, but you kind of just need to predict his movement. Use the medigun, the movement of the medigun, to predict his movement rather than his mod. Generally a better thing. There you need to be slightly faster for the medic drop, and you also need to check your back when decloaking, because you did check your back there when decloaking, and therefore it was just like the easiest kill in the world for that demo man, because you were just standing still. You need to check your back when you're decloaking. So you're blinked by the minigun. Just go and get your HP back like that. And here, a good pick is a sniper or medic or a demo. Sniper allows good sniper pick, good pyro pick on the way out, and decloak can get the decloak can get the heavy. Just about getting the heavy before killed by that rocket. But yeah, so that sniper pick allows your sniper to peek the ramp and your combo to peek the ramp. More importantly, if your combo can peek the ramp, that means they can deal out a lot of damage and stunt pushes coming in. So just call out that soldier's HP. You want to be always scanning HP. Don't look at the floor like that. Good demo pick. Gives better post-uber for your team, and stops them pushing in. But don't look at the floor. You want to make sure to be looking at players at all times, just so that you can scan for HP. HP scanning is such a big thing. And there you need to see. I don't know. Oh, why did you decloak there? They know you're around, and they're going to be checking for you. You're never going to get something like that. But yeah. So you don't want to go. I don't know how you didn't see that scout. You just walked into him. It was obvious like, he's not going to back out there because he's checking that room. He's going to walk forward. So there you want to just jump down cloaked. Unfortunate on the spawn camp there. Not much you can do about that. Just call that out to your team and have someone frag that demo for you. But even once you are bumped there, you have enough cloak such that you can either jump over and go into house and refill your H and ammo there, or HP and cloak there, or you can just drop down onto the HP and ammo in there on the floor and wait for them to stop checking. You don't need to go for a pick there. That was a bad decloak. You weren't distraction. You weren't going to get anything. Yeah, just that was another bad decloak. Really. Unfortunate on the soldier / medic pick there. Just you need to predict that medic's movement slightly. But soldier pick getting out isn't all too bad. Here the sniper or the medic or the demo again. Generally the three big picks is very good. I think they're pushing in. Yeah, they just called the Uber charge. And then it just looked like you couldn't quite decide what pick to go for. So if you're going to go for the medic, then you need to go for the medic right away. So I saw you start to back up, and you can hear the engine shooting. And oh no, what is your team? Oh, your medic just dropped your entire team. But yeah, you can see you can hear the engine shooting. So you know you're spotted. So you need to make a decision. You can't back up for the medic and then go for the demo. It just doesn't work. You need to back up straight away and go for the medic straight away. And unlucky, just dropping down onto their team. The last ditch effort. I suppose there I would have gone Dead Ringer and Revolver. But yeah, so generally it was pretty good. You had a few very good drops. Well, two very good drops and one questionable decloak. One questionable drop. I don't know how. I still don't know how you got that away with that. But yeah, so good picks in general. You just need to work on your decloaks and making sure you're not too aggressive. But yeah, generally very good. And make sure you're checking for HP just all the time, checking the medigun, and watching your back when you decloak, and slightly safer decloaks, or time it with your team like bombing in or pushing in or something like that. So yeah, hope this helped. Thank you for watching, and if you want yours reviewed, comment down below.